Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Rogus Plays Nice, where I'm going to look at some games where maybe we play nicely, maybe we don't, and see what happens as a result of that. Today we'll be watching a game I played in that went a whole lot of sideways. This is not going to be going well for either team. You'll see from this screen I was on the red team, that's why it's colored blue. Yeah, that'll be someone over here will be me, but I have anonymized everyone's names so that no one can get dissed on the internet, because that's no fun. This game is harsh enough as it is. But that's really what this is all about. So we've got Kerrigan, Tyrant, Kalthus, Uther, Chen on the blue team, Anubarak, Jaina, Tychus, Lili, Nazeebo on the red team. We're on Blackheart's Bay. And heads up in advance, my team's gonna lose. But it's gonna be a crazy path to get there. And a lot of rage along the way. So let's watch this unfold. We're going for the Watchtower to start things off. Not my favorite choice normally, but whatever. It wasn't horribly done. We start off with dangerous movements on Lili, but she escapes shockingly, and Chen foolishly runs in a little too deep, as you'll see in a moment. Oh, and he's gonna get stuck. We're off to a good start. Note that we've got two assassins, two supports, one tank on blue team. And on red team we've got one tank, two assassins, one specialist, and one support. So we're a little bit more damage heavy on the red team, a little bit more survivable on the blue team. Managed to get really good hit right there. Kerrigan was in a little too close without support. 3v1 is never good. Ladies and gentlemen, let us remember that one. Red is off to obviously a very comfortable lead right here. And definitely doing some serious damage to start off the game. Anubarak is down here grabbing that chest just fine, all on his own. We're going to be soaking lanes as we should. Early game, so important to soak lanes. You see that Chen is hanging out back here and Tychus is up there getting all that XP by himself. So we're going to have a full level advantage over those guys. Not a great start for them. Hey, you can definitely come back from these sorts of things, as this game will attest. We got some action going on up there. So Nazeebo comes up to help. Try to get a gank, and instead we're gonna have some action down by the turn-in, because red team does have plenty of coins going on. Already Jaina turned in the first 5, I believe, and Anubarak's gonna toss in some more, and we get the first barrage, which is already accelerating our progress. Things are going quite well actually to start for red team. We're all moving together in the right way. We're going into the lanes. We got some great ganks off in the beginning by teaming up, grouping up. Blue team had a little bit of a rocky way of kind of coming and going at the wrong times or inconsistently, so that you saw some of them leaving while some of them were still in the midst of the fight. They're getting better here, coming in for 3-on-3, which is a good way to do it, and we kind of surprised them. Doesn't look like that's going too well in our favor right there. Down at the bottom we've got 2-on-2, so mid lane is empty, but we did manage to kill Kerrigan out of that deal. She is a very squishy character to go against, so we pulled that one off. Uther and Tyrant were not enough to keep her alive against 3 very damage heavy people up on the top. Down here on the bottom we get to push a little bit harder, and you see, oh, what have we chosen for talents? Let's check that out. We're off to 5-0. Kerrigan's going for some damage. Tyrant's going for some damage. And shielding. Nazeebo, oh, Kalthus, excuse me, is going for mana and damage. Some shields and whatnot. Oh, look at this. Anubarak's running some risks, but he's off to a safe start, what with Lili standing right next to him, and both of those guys are running dangerously low without support. Tychus should never really be left alone. That man can push lanes like crazy. He's doing quite well up there. They're trying to grab some coins. Not a terrible plan, not necessarily a great plan either. They really can't do much with those coins at this point. They're basically just denying them to the red team. And ignoring a push that's going on down here that's going to grab XP already. Red team is 2 levels ahead, doing exceptionally well. Tychus is still pushing like a madman all by himself up there. Coins, chests are dropping, and we're all right next to him. And with the level advantage, red team is definitely off to a very, very good start to fight over these things. Although, there you go, somebody goes down. I'm pretty sure that's the first one to die on red team. Yep, that would be the first one. So they recovered something out of that. Not much. And now we're just trying to kind of regroup and recover while blue gets to do some turn-ins on their end. We're going to grab some coins of our own because, in fact, red team is sitting on quite a bit. But up there, Tychus just took down a tower, which is definitely going to give a noticeable bump to our XP and really just, you know, reduces security for the blue team. So far, red team is doing really well at keeping everything organized and staying on top of where they should be, when they should be there. You know, maybe we're not pro league yet, but we did get off to a good start. That went extremely well. That combo between the Zebo and Jaina just worked out beautifully. Obviously not so much in Jaina's favor, but really well handled between the two of them pairing up. That combo right there went out exceptionally well. Tychus is pulling back. Some turn-ins happening. There we go. We're off to a great position right here with a lot of coins. We've almost got enough for the second turn-in right after this as well. Looks like blue team wants to go grab some merch, which is a really good choice at this point. Not much that they can do to stop us. Otherwise, we've got so much control on this side of the map with all our towers up there. We're about to knock down their first layer of forts completely, and can't do much about it. They haven't touched ours at all. There they go. They got one gate down in the towers with it. That's a slow start. Tychus is probably in trouble. Oh man, 5-on-2 and they escaped. While Nazeebo and Anubarak pushed a little bit further ahead down here, but now we're going to pull back and grab some merch, which is, in my opinion, a good idea. We are now 2.5 levels ahead on red team. Doing very well. Now Lily just did something a little odd. She was sitting on 8 coins. 8 coins that would have been so vital to drop off, and she just handed them to them because in a 2v5 she ran into the middle of them. It's going to be a pattern that's going to recur in the course of this game. Not quite sure what was going on with Lily, what her plan of attack was, but yeah, she never communicated in the game, and she definitely picked up some bad habits pretty quickly. We have a pretty wild team fight right here. It ends well for red, for sure. Yeah, we just wipe up right there, which obviously puts us in an exceptional position. We're going to drop off and have no competition for it. Tychus is still pushing really well up here. He's a little bit solo, perhaps a little bit too much, like fighting those particular minions up there, not really that vital, particularly when there was a big team fight going on down here. It's hard to tell that in advance, so, you know, it's no expectation that Tychus needed to be there, but that's also going to become a recurring trend. Tychus just keeps pushing up top. We push all the rest of this. I mean, you can see we've got all these guys held on the right, and here on the left, we're just pushing them hard. We're now 3 and some change levels ahead. We're going to take boss handily. There's basically nothing they can do to stop us at this point. Yeah, things are definitely on a very good roll. It's a little odd that Tychus is not helping. He's grabbing that, and it's cool, right? He's going to pull it off. We're certainly in a good enough position, and as we can all see right now, I mean, like, blue team was doing nothing to stop us and not paying the slightest bit of attention. But that's, it's a little questionable from a team play sort of perspective. Like, he was standing right next to us, saw what we were doing, and just kind of felt like doing his own thing. Doing your own thing is not an effective strategy in this game most of the time. Every now and then, yeah, it's good. You can push lanes solo, grab the XP. That's much less important after 10, and definitely not so important when there's, you know, big risk at stake. Like, a noob is turning in. It's cool that he's turning in, but nobody else is. He really should be pushing with us. It's kind of weird that he went back at all. Not sure what was up with that. Yeah. The interaction there went still fairly poorly for blue team. I mean, we pushed with boss and it did the real damage that we wanted it to. And yeah, Tychus almost pulled that off, and instead is probably going to get in some trouble. But oh no, we're gonna take some people down with it. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna get some kills. Oh, Jaina goes down. A noob killed somebody. That was not an even trade for blue team. They're definitely in trouble. But yet somehow they have managed to catch up. They were 3 levels behind. Now they're a little bit less than 3 levels behind. I mean, it was more before. So I mean, they got some of the levels from the fact that they killed some of us while we were much higher level. And the fact that we stopped to do this at this point was just madness. It was a very, very silly time to try and take those mercs, and we were so weak, so low on health, and obviously they easily cleaned that up. I mean, they just all respawned. They all got to walk back and heal up. This was a very poor choice on our part. I am sure I contributed in some fashion. So, Anubarak is being ballsy right here, but, you know, it's not a bad choice. Lily's down here helping out. We'll see what Jaina gets up to. Jaina's going to take these guys down. That's great. Yeah, sure. That's true enough. Oh, and they're going to see that, but didn't quite hit her. They're going to get their drop off. Jaina's going to hopefully pull this off. Lily is just sort of chilling. Lily is not really a character who should be chilling by herself, and now goes the absolute worst possible direction. Blatantly. Obviously wrong. Don't do that. She's trying to turn in 5 coins by herself from the enemy side. At this point, we all started really, really wondering what was going on with Lily. And then we decide to come down here and stop them because we know that they're there, but Tychus is still up here fighting the mercs. Lily just died, so we went 3v5, and it was ill-informed. And you see how that paid off very, very poorly, because now they're almost catching up. We're still almost a level ahead, but they have been catching up way, way, way too fast for my taste, for sure. And like, they're still down to 2 towers, 2 forts at this point. Up until a second ago, we had 5, and yet they're catching up fast. This is not a good place for us to be in. We managed to take down that fort right there. We're already pushing on their core. Things are in good shape as far as pushing goes. Pushing's doing great, but you gotta ask yourself, what is Lily doing here? Seriously, what did Lily think she's going to do? Maybe there was some pathing error. She clicked on the mini-map and then just didn't pay attention? I don't even know. There was something seriously wrong going on here. Yeah, I don't think we start to comment on it yet, but pretty soon things are going to get a little tense on red team, because we notice that the levels are evening up. We notice that Lily is straight up suiciding in some pretty blatant ways, and it's hard to deny. I mean, blue team just got their drop off, so they're throwing in the cannons. They're making some serious damage on our towers now. We're down to 3 towers. They've got 2. They got mercs going on the map. Or sorry, we've got mercs going down the map, but it's not enough. We know they're going to turn in, because at this point they've got a stack of coins they've got to turn in. Our Tychus decides it's a good time for him to turn in. I do not think that is a good plan. We know that they're about to come this way. We split up a little too much. We all hang out in the middle of Phoenix, which is just a dangerous, dangerous place to be. We lose 2 people right off the bat, obviously, and it's just not going our way. We take no one. Absolutely 0. There's an attempt at escaping. I don't know quite what went wrong there exactly, but standing in place and fighting and all of these things that we do just went so poorly. Fighting the tank here was a dangerous, dangerous move. We lost a Nubarak for it. At least Lili and Nazeebo were able to pull out, but now they're going to have no problems dropping off, and they're going to have all the coins that we just dropped. Okay, Nazeebo and Lili have some, but I mean, there's nothing to do in there. Yeah, pinging going on for the boss, pinging going on for the mercs. I mean, at this point, if blue team doesn't go for boss, they're... yeah, I mean, that's not a great plan necessarily. If red team was paying attention and ran straight for it while blue team was doing their thing, red team could, just steal it from them. But I don't think we've got that level of coordination. Yeah, right, Jaina's calling it. They will go for boss. I expect that turns out to be correct. They got to grab some mercs along the way. Just Chen by himself. These guys grabbed some mercs over here. They're really taking advantage, beautifully taking advantage of the fact that they're, all alive while 1 or 2 of us were dead. And then at this point, Lili just face checks the bush, like all by herself. Yeah, okay, so Kael'thas did something somewhat similar, but now all of a sudden we're in a really bad spot. They're a level ahead of us. They've caught up that far. We fight underneath the Phoenix, and it just goes horrifically. Like, we knew they were going to be there, but instead of waiting to see them do their thing, instead of making sure that they were half killed by the boss so that we could, knock them out and then take the boss, instead we lose 2 guys. It just keeps snowballing. So now they're a level and a touch ahead of us, and this is a horrific comeback and ridiculously poor timing. We killed not a one of them. They're gonna go take boss. They're gonna come down here, and now the hate starts. We've got these comments going on, and we all know what's going on. We all know what Lili did. Lili never says anything back. It just starts to decay. And, Anubarak is understandably upset. Lili is bizarrely silent. What happens next is a little odd, which we'll see. We're going to start to see some hate even between other team members. And it just snowballs. And, when you get rage like what you're about to see, what starts happening in a moment like this, even good players, we were way ahead, and you're gonna see we're gonna maintain this position so successfully. We are all great players on this team. We just don't work together. What ends up happening so blatantly, so blindingly obviously, is we just start kind of hating on each other, and as a result don't want to play together, don't want to group up, don't want to do what the other people are suggesting, don't want to come together. Everything gets out of sync. We're not timing well. We're not staying together. We're going to lunch line it right in here. Lili knows they're there, so what does she do? She just walks straight in completely solo. The rest of us know, hey, this is a terrible, terrible plan. Let's bail. But then what was going on up here? We had Nazeebo and Tychus getting mercs while 3 of us were going to try and stop the turn-in that we knew would work. Like, they for sure were going to turn in. As you can see, they had enough. It's going to pay for itself right there. They're now going to knock down more of our stuff. We're matched on forts. We're in really bad shape on red team. We're still a little bit over a level behind, yeah, it's noticeable. Tensions are running high, as you can see on the screen. The general attitude was one of great deal of discomfort at this point, and that Chen ult did not help. We all started fighting Chen's little sidekicks, whatever you call that, and ended up just, accomplishing absolutely nothing while he kept us all busy and everyone else just threw in. We got Kael'thas down, but then he just gets healed right back up because they've got double support. They take our mercs right next to us. And what's Li Li gonna do? Li Li's gonna run right in when you know they're there and just get demolished and waste her ults in the process because, yeah, it's not sure what was going on there, what the plan was. This is Hero League, mind you. This is not QM. We're not just kind of messing around. I don't remember what the levels were on everyone, but I expect that it was at least somewhere in the 20s to 30s for the most part. And so, yeah, matchmaking is not perfect. You don't get matched with people who are all around the same level in Heroes just yet. It seems like you more get matched with people who are a bit higher, a bit lower, kind of get a spread to give, I guess, people a chance to learn from each other. I don't even know. But yeah, this one, we try to help Li Li. We do. We genuinely try to help Li Li. There's some hate. There's definitely some hate, but we do try. We do give some very specific, pointed advice. We're already calling GG, but I'm gonna give you the heads up. This isn't GG. We still managed to keep going. They're 2 levels ahead of us, 22 to 20. They knock out our towers with that delivery, and you'll see we managed to keep going, even with all these deaths, with all these suicidal moves, and yeah, this is such a shocking game, such an astounding way for things to go down, and in my opinion, all boils down to the fact that as a team, we just never got together. We were better than the other team in a lot of respects, certainly in the beginning and even now in the end in our ability to recover. And yeah, we were way ahead. But it's so important that as a team we stay together, work together, especially after level 10. Once you have your ults, it's so much more important to stay together because you can get bursted down so quickly. They see us, they just come running because they know that we got 2 down. This is going to be a 3v5, and they've got mercs in the mix as well. So we're going to have quite a few challenges. And oh man, that went quickly. There went Li Li. We've got people respawning, but yeah, it's not enough. Anub is actually still managing to make it out. Jaina's throwing in there. Oh, Tychus just barely recovers. Jaina just barely. Anub is making it out pretty well. We're dealing with Nazeebo's stuff fairly successfully, but we managed to escape quite well. I mean, we lost Li Li, but unfortunately at this point that's not a huge surprise. She was definitely going to lead the team in deaths at this point. Oh no, tied with Jaina. But one would hope that Jaina is a little bit squishier. Then again, maybe Jaina should be pulling back further and staying alive more. Or maybe they were focusing, who knows. But yeah, this matchup, at this point, they're going all together for chess, because we pretty much know we can't quite pull that off. Tychus is taking the watchtower, which is something, but not sure that was the most important thing at that moment. Jaina went and nearly died against the mercs, but I mean, what are you going to do? Anub'arak, who's standing right next to her, wouldn't come to help, I guess. And then this is the situation. Now Li Li, knowing that they just turned in, because you can see it on the bottom, goes and decides to try and grab these coins. Anub joins her, which thankfully does not turn out terribly, but around this point we could see that they went for the watchtower, which means that they are surely going for the boss. We all know it. We go for the mercs. Not a terrible choice. They're preparing because they're hoping that we're going to come in and try to stop them for going for the boss, which is a smart move. They really ought to. You know, hold that ambush. And yeah, you can even see Kerrigan was hiding in the back corner. They were full on in ambush mode. And we fall for it. But wait, only 3 of us went up there. Anub and Nazeebo went down to the bottom to turn in. Nazeebo doesn't even have anything to turn in, and he went down to the bottom to turn in. So we end up 3v5, ambushed at the boss. Now, probably would have gone worse if we had all 5 of us, because they were genuinely preparing for that ambush. They don't even fight the boss at all. But, yeah, I mean, we just didn't coordinate there. Somehow, somewhere, Tychus went up there, didn't turn in. That turn in would have been very nice. We've got a Merc group pushing down here on the bottom quite successfully. They're going and still just chilling, waiting for us to come back, which, I mean, I can't quite imagine what they had in mind there. Like, waiting for us to ambush when we're 4v5? There's no chance. Nobody would really do that. But yeah, if Tychus had turned in there, it would have been interesting. Okay, sure, we would have lost 2 people that would have gone 2v5 versus their boss. Oh, nice. Nazeebo manages to escape there. The laser's doing some serious damage. Oh, does he? Does he escape? Oh, Nazeebo turns around and dies for it. If he had just kept going, he would have been fine. Oh well. Anub. Oh, so close. Nice Turan shot. That was a good hit. And yet, this whole time, our mercs have been pushing, and we managed to take down this bottom fort. And the boss still hasn't been taken. We're now matched on forts, and our levels are even coming close. They're still a level ahead, but they used to be 2 and some levels ahead. Now we're looking at the drop off down here, grabbing some coins down here. They went to take care of those siege minions. Smart. I mean, they definitely should have. Yeah. Now Tychus and Anub are going to start hating on each other because Tychus went up to help with the team fight against the boss, instead of staying down or coming down to pay for the drop-off. And look at this. Look at this. After all of that, we managed to take down all their forts before they got to ours. We have got them down. We're doing damage directly to their core. At this point, we could practically just push together as a team and maybe even win it. Now, they're going to realize that. They're going to come back because they're not stupid. But instead, we sort of split up. Somebody wants to push, somebody wants to grab some mercs, somebody wants to grab these mercs, somebody wants to drop off. They managed to stay together more or less as a group. They stop our mercs. I mean, we're keeping them distracted by grabbing all these mercs, so this is a good plan. And I mean, they're at 47%. We're at 100%, and we still have our core. If we get one more drop-off, we win this game. It's so blindingly obvious. They cannot possibly miss the fact. And neither can we. Chests have just spawned. Okay, so we're down on coins. We can't possibly pay for it. But good God, man, if we manage to pull it off, we're in great shape. We can genuinely still win this game. After all of the craziness that happened, after the massive turnaround, we can win this game. And we realize it right around now. Oh, man. We've got still recoverable. Yeah, that's a little bit. We're going to start to get a little bit more enthusiastic about our prospects pretty soon, because we're going to start turning in. They get one more turn in. We still have quite a bit of health over here, though. It's an interesting dynamic. They're going to take out our bottom tower, but they're not going to quite manage to do any damage to our core, or not much damage to our core. They took out Anub very quickly because he foolishly ran in by himself. And of course, Lily decided to run off by herself and ult, and yeah, that's not going to go well for us. Oh man, Jaina took it hard right there from Kerrigan's ult, and or not even an ult at first, I think. So we're down 2, but yeah, there's the hating. Nazeebo on Anub now, so we're going for quite a bit of hate all around, equal opportunity hate. I don't honestly know why Blue is backing at this point. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They had plenty of people taking care of that, but yeah, we start to have realizations. If they get the boss, they can win. If we get the boss, we can win. If we get coins, we could win. There's still 3 doubloons waiting right there. Everybody starts to realize it at the exact same time. Everybody starts running for it. Oh goodness, who's gonna win? Yes, obviously no shock. Like, blue team was staying together. Lily throws herself in completely by herself without regard for where anyone else is. We got We got some people still kind of meandering their way over. And now Tychus is going to start hating on a noob. Yep, this is where it all starts to fall apart, because look at this, We've got 100% on ours. They've got 47% on theirs. We're down Lily. They're going for boss, which is smart, very smart, but if we pulled in, it's possible that we could steal this from them. It's highly unlikely at this point. I mean, especially with the double support, they've got so much sustain, they're going to be pretty much okay. But what we start to do, which I think is smart, we start to actually go for the coins instead and let them take the boss and just start to grab some stuff on our own. We'll see how well that works out for us. Jaina managing to run just barely out of reach. Oh, man. And delaying tactics. We know the boss is coming down. We know they're pushing. I mean, this at this point is their win. But now we've got Tychus and a noob just really going in. Digging in hard on each other, and no longer does anybody want to be on this team. No longer does anybody want to fight the enemy. They want to fight each other. There's a lot of energy going into hating on your own teammates, and some, but really not enough going in on them. I mean, Tychus might make it away. Look at that. I mean, they managed to focus on Tychus so long that we do quite a bit of damage on the boss, and they keep forgetting that we're standing right next to our own part, so we can escape a lot. Lily manages to just stand still anyway. But look at that. We slaughter them because these guys don't remember that standing underneath the core, you still get hit. So look at our coin situation now. We've got 13 coins. We need 18. And we win. Sure, we're at 36%. But we've got coins all over the place. We've got so much. Oh, and we almost get Chen. Oh, man. If Nazeebo, there we go, and that's Chen. Bam! We have enough coins. All we have to do is walk over, turn them in, and it's game over. Exactly as declared by Jaina. If we walk over, turn in right now, if we all just get all those coins in there. Now, Jaina ran home because she was basically out of health, which was probably a very foolish move, because they were still dead at that point. Right now we've got Kale. Now Tychus runs away. Well, I mean, I guess he does a face check in the bushes. But right at this point, Tychus gets slaughtered. Nazeebo ran back. Oh, there we go. We've got a chance. We can pull this off. Now people are starting to respawn, though. So what happens? Tychus stands over here. Jaina, seeing the opportunity to pull this off. Oh, and that beautiful shot by Tyran. And now Tychus runs off to the right side. He's not defending Nazeebo. He's not protecting him in the slightest. Nazeebo, who's dropping off. If only Tychus had been standing on the left side of the map instead of going for more coins, we would have won. But Lily and Tychus go for more coins for absolutely no reason. We didn't need more coins. We needed to turn in those coins. If we turned in those coins, we would have won. So we try again, and we try again, and we try again. Look at this. Noob has exactly the right amount of coins, and Tychus is chilling up there doing his thing and banging on Jaina and banging on a noob. Oh man. We had the win in the bag right there. It was all we had to do was turn in, and everyone walked in the exact opposite direction except a few people who showed up, tried to turn in, and then left. And we ended up in a position where no one could turn in the last two coins that would have won this game. We had it nailed. It was in the bag. Yes, we can still win. Yes, it's all over right now if we just turn in. But a noob, of course, foolishly walks over there with no support, and they know all they have to do is wait for us to show up. They've got 1 out of 22. We need 2. They can look at the score tab and see that we have 12 coins, and Lily, who is the easiest target of all, of course, is sitting on the majority of them because she just keeps collecting coins and doing nothing with them but dying and handing them over, obviously. We know they're there. Nazeebo is unfortunately way back in the back, so we start to fight at 4v5 under the most risky of circumstances. This is a terrible, terrible plan. Tychus, of course, gets separated. We are pulled apart, and Phoenix just blocks away. I mean, Phoenix is brilliant for separating team members, so of course Tychus goes down, all of those coins are gone. A noob tries to make a mad dash for it brilliantly, very intelligently, because if he pulled this off, if he could pull this off, this would be the end. And look at that! We managed to get 3 of them! 3 of them are down, and Jaina goes down, and oh no, if only we could win against these 2 guys. We had 3 on 2, 4 on 2 in fact, 4 on 2, and we managed to lose that. Oh, and man, Uther responds because he took redemption. Chen manages to keep us busy long enough that Uther comes to save his butt. If a noob had had just that split second, just long enough to turn in, if we had managed to stay there, if we'd managed to stay together, if we just kept organized, not suicided, not gone in lunch line, not piecemeal, but worked together as a team, not hated on each other, not complained. Look at that. They were at 1 out of 22. We were at 16 out of 18. If we had turned in those 2 coins, it was game over. And now, and of course, Anub is going to hate on Tychus some more. But they turn in. That's all that needs to happen. At this point, they get their last 2 from Kerrigan. She grabs them off of that. All we can do is sit there and watch it. It's such a terrible way to end this game that went on for over 35 minutes and was just full of back and forth madness of so many opportunities to win on our side. I mean, just massive, monumental opportunities to win on red side. I mean, blue, no, they certainly won that fair and square, but frankly, this was a game of us throwing it away much more than it was of them beating the odds. And it's all because of how we talk to each other and how we just hated on each other. And oh man, please don't do this. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to anyone. This guarantees a loss so often, and it's not fun, guys. It's just not fun. It's not fun to play that way. It's not fun to be on the team that has that much hate, and it certainly isn't fun to lose, especially as a result of something like that. So that's what this series is going to be about. We're going to be all about treating each other with respect, playing nice, having a great time, and really just playing well, being a team. It's a great game. Here's the Storm is a phenomenal game, and I love playing it. So see you all there.